Welcome back to Cask and Points. Today we're going to be trying Woodford's brand new product, Woodford Double Oaked. So what they did is they took Woodford juice that's 5 to 7 years old, they then aged that for 6 to 12 months, secondarily in some sort of toasted barrel. That produces Woodford Double Oaked, the typical $50 bottle that everybody can find. It's very readily available and it's very good for what it is. They then take that Woodford Double Oak, the really nice barrels of that, they then put it for an extra 2 years in another toasted barrel. And so this is Woodford's Double Oaked. There have been a lot of jokes, since it's double, is this 4 times oaked? No, it's 3 times oaked, but that's still quite a lot. And so we're gonna try it here. I will note though, what they did is they took a $50 bottle, they aged it for 2 years, and then now they charge $200 for it. And they've done this release a few times now, so this isn't the first variation of it, but this is 2025's variant. Very excited to try it here today, and we have a pretty fun lineup. So we're gonna start here with Woodford Double Oaked. We're gonna warm our palates. We're gonna get familiar with this Woodford Double Oaking process. We're then gonna try the Woodford Double Oaked, but then later I have some other fun things. We're gonna be trying Rebecca Creek, which is actually this bottle right here. I had a sample of it, so I decided to put that in, but this is Rebecca Creek Double Barrel Bourbon Whiskey Spanish Oak. It's 125 proof, and it's very, very good from what I've heard. It's Texas whiskey, double oaked, about $90, and I thought it would be a good comparison. And then we also have something very fun, which is actually a sample that my good buddy Ross sent me. He sent me a lot of things already on this channel. Definitely very thankful for him. And he sent me here River Roots Barrel Company's Opus 1 Drums and Drams Pick Double Oaked Bourbon, 10-year, 130.84 proof. So this is another double oaked whiskey. It's about $200, and I've heard the River Roots Double Oaks are really, really good. So we have some pretty fun competition here. We're gonna warm our palates with a good old Woodford Double Oaked. We're going to then get into the star of the show, the Woodford Double Oaked, and then we'll see if it really can stack up well against 2 other very popular double oaks here today, Rebecca's Creek out of Texas and then River Roots out of Ohio. Let's get right into it. Good old Woodford Double Oaked. Smells like vanilla and maple heaven. Just smells so good, so sweet. And that's a good pour. That's really nice. I mean, it's not super long finish. It's not going to blow you away. It does taste about 90 proof. And I will note here, the Double Oaked is 90.4 proof. So pretty low proof for a $200 bottle. We'll find out just how well it stacks up. But this is good. This is a very solid $50 pour. I think if somebody's getting into whiskey and they like the sweeter profiles, the vanilla or the maple, definitely pointing them in this direction. This, I think, is as good as they come for that kind of flavor profile that's under $100. I mean, this is just so good for what it is. Really a very, very solid daily sipper here. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid high 6s. It's not going to blow you away, but it's also definitely not bad at all. I'd say this is honestly right at a 7.0 for me. I think that's a very nice baseline for what I would like 7s to be in my rating system. $50 bottle that's solid, that you enjoy, that has good flavors in it. Finish is going to be short to medium length. You're going to get more vanilla and maple. You're going to get a little bit of oak and a little bit of baking spice, but not really much. Solid, pretty standard pour here. Let's get into the Double Oaked. Let's see if it's 4 times better. So we will try the Double Oaked, and then we're going to try, oh, I should say, we're going to try the Double Oaked. And then we're going to try the Double Oaked, then we'll come back to the Double Oaked. We'll see if it can really win out this flight, because I haven't given it easy competition, but at $200, I had to throw the best that I could find out at. Interesting, much richer nose here. Much more maple forward than vanilla. And there's also a lot of baking spice in there. There's also a little bit of fruit on this, which is interesting. Like a nice red fruit on this, maybe a little bit of cherry. There's still definitely predominantly vanilla and maple. I think the maple is the most prominent, but it's like a deep, rich, like vanilla extract. Wow, that's actually very different. This is brighter, it's simpler, it's a little bit more straightforward, whereas this Double Oaked, much richer, much more complex here. Let's try it.
What? What the fuck?
Interesting. I never judge anything by the first sip, but Actually judged plenty by the first sip, but that was a very disappointing first sip here. Honestly, it didn't taste much at all different from the Double Oak. I will take a second sip here before I move on, but that was surprisingly flat. Wow. I don't care for that much at all. So, it's going along this more rich flavor profile, but it's honestly lighter. Like, there's definitely some vanilla extract on this. There's definitely some rich oak on this. Definitely some baking spice on it. But overall, it honestly tastes lower proof than the normal Woodford Double Oak. Like, this Woodford Double Oak is giving you a flash of vanilla. So much vanilla that it honestly tastes a little bit higher proof and is just really, really solid. This Double Oaked, I mean, I don't know if it's even better. Okay, it's a little bit better, but it's not that much better. I am going to go on here. I'll save this final sip here, and then we'll give it a rating. But that was surprisingly bad on the first go-around. But we'll try some other things. We'll get our palate a little bit more warm, and we'll come back to it. But that is surprising. Next up here, we have Rebecca Creek. And again, this is 125 proof, $90 bottle. And it is a double oak. It's a Spanish oak finish, actually. And it's good old Texas whiskey. So Texas whiskey is very flashy. This here is going to have a lot more baking spice up front. Definitely some rye spice. Some cloves. A little bit of vanilla, not a ton. And a nice rich oak to this. Let's try it. Oh yeah. So on the palate there, it doesn't taste that typical of a double oaked product, but there's a lot of spice on this. A lot of like sparkly spice on this. Very, very nice. I think the spice really goes from the beginning of the palate all the way through to the finish there. There's a little bit of underlying citrus on this that I do like. There is some oak on this. It's not blowing me away, but I think I could definitely feel the proof on that. And I think I have similar flavors in other bottles, but this is just giving me a bit more of it at that 125 proof. Yeah, as this opens up more, I'm getting a lot more citrus, actually. Yeah, citrus, baking spice, a little bit of red fruit, but very little. Some lemon, cloves, oak. That's solid. It's nothing crazy. I know people have been going pretty crazy for that bottle. Their secondary is constantly rising on it because they said that they're not going to produce more of it. It's good. It's not that good. Like, it's $90, and I think for $90, I'm happy. I know a good buddy, Lewis, sent me this bottle. I'm very thankful for that, and I'm definitely going to keep it and drink it and enjoy it, but it's also not the kind of thing that I really feel like I need a bunch of backups of. Like, it's solid, but it's nothing crazy. Better than the Woodford Double Oak, I will say. We are in the low 7s here, but it's just not doing enough for me to get into the high 7s range. It's good, it's flashy, it's spicy. I wish it had a little bit more fruit on it because it really is spice forward. I guess that Spanish oak finishing, it's kind of just what it does. But it's interesting, it's good. I'm going to go ahead and rate this a 7.5. Very solid rating for a $90 bottle. I think if you found this for $90, it's definitely worth taking the risk on it. I'd be interested to see how different proofs stack up because I know this can get as low as around 120, but as high as about 129. So pretty different proofs on those single barrels. But let's move on here and let's try the River Roots. So this River Roots Double Oaked here is interesting. There's a lot of vanilla on this. Still some citrus though, still some rich oak. This actually has like a very nice like candied orange note on this. Like, it's not just a flash of citrus and lemon. I think it's actually much deeper than that. Like, an orange candy is really nice here. Overall though, there's definitely some baking spice, some vanilla, some maple. Let's try it. Interesting. Huh. That is surprisingly flat as well, actually, for 131 proof. Now, that was the first sip. After I had some water, I'll take a second sip here. But that's interesting here. It is 130.84 proof, so I'm expecting flashier. The Rebecca Creek so far has drank much higher than anything else here. And it's good and it's rich. But honestly, this is making me realize I may not just be the biggest double oaked fan. Like, if you take kind of normal, bland whiskey and you double oak it, you'll definitely get a better product that I think is nice. It's toasty, it's marshmallowy, it has this vanilla, this maple. But it's nothing that I think can really get into the 8s and 9s for me. I just don't think any of these pours can ever really stack up against what I would hope would be like a really good $200-300 bottle. Like, George C. Stagg is a good $200-300 bottle, in my opinion. And, like, I mean, something like that is obviously going to blow any of this away. But even a bottle like Stagg Jr., I just finding more enjoyment out of than these kinds of double oaks. That could just be my palate, though. I will say, like, Old Forester 1910 is really good. And I think for $50-60, I think that and Woodford Double Oaked are two of your best under $75 bottles that exist. But these nicer double oaks, based off of this Woodford Double Oaked and this River Roots, are really not any better for so much more money. Let's take another sip here. And that sip, I got a lot more. Definitely a rich oak in the beginning. Definitely some nice like vanilla extract kind of thing. A deeper vanilla note on this. Definitely getting some really bright orange on this. Definitely getting some baking spice. Its finish is probably about medium length, and it's really the orange and the vanilla that are going to take you out. It's like almost, it's like a, orange, creamsicle or something like that. It's good. It's good. It's nothing crazy good. It's nothing I'd really spend $200 on. But I can see if you really like the more citrusy flavor notes mixed in with that kind of marshmallow, it is good. Yeah, I mean, it's getting more toasty and more marshmallowy as I take more. I'll take this third sip here, I'll give it a rating, and then we're going to go back to our Woodford Double Oaked. It's good. It's good. It's nothing crazy good. It's nothing I'd really run out and buy. That's solid. I'm going to give that a 7.6. I definitely like it more than the Rebecca Creek. I think the Rebecca Creek drank hotter, and I liked the spiciness on it. I think this is much more candied oranges and marshmallows. Actually, I'm going to raise it to a 7.7. I think it's a good bit better than the Rebecca Creek, but I think for $150-200, it's good. If your group did it and you want to support them, something like that, and you got it, totally get it. I think there could be better out there. I just don't think it's that much better than bottles that are just a third the price. But let's go back to this Woodford Double Oaked, and let's see just how good our star of the show is today. I worry that I gave it competition that was just too good. But as this is opened up, I'm definitely getting a nice toasted marshmallow. Definitely still these deeper flavor notes on here. Rich oak. Marshmallow, graham cracker. And honestly, like a little bit of clove on this. Let's take the final sip of Woodford Double Oaked. It's good. There are like some dried cranberries on that, and a little like flash of plum that I like. It's just very, very short. And I do think the finish here is just short to medium at best. I think you have toastedness, you have marshmallow on this. I think it's good. I don't really think I'm getting the kind of Woodford that I like out of like the Woodford batch proofs. I think the like 124.7 proofs, 121.2 proofs, like those bottles are very good and they give me a nice flash of cinnamon, and I really like the Woodford profile at that proof. But this Double Oaked is really not that much better than this Woodford Double Oaked. I mean, okay, going back to the Woodford Double Oaked, okay, maybe it is. It's a good bit better. That Woodford Double Oaked is much flatter in comparison. But this Woodford Double Oaked is not worth $200 to me. I'm going to go ahead and rate this a 7.4. I think it's solid. I think if you found it for, $70 because the store mismarked it, I'd buy it. But this is a pass at MSRP. I don't think it's that much better. And I'd love to hear other opinions on this. Definitely let me know down below in the comments if you've tried this already and if you like it. I do want to thank my good buddy Mark for giving me this sample. Very appreciative of that. And it's good. It's good. It's just not anything too special. And at $200, I want something special. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned something. Have a lovely rest of your day and a lovely weekend. I'll catch you all in the next one.